Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud
and David Lauer,
covering episode 3 of Battle of the Bloodlines. Just to get this out of the way, it's been a shitty few weeks now. It's like, oh my god, I didn't like that episode. But then on second viewing, we get we warm up to it a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like, the first episode, if you look at who was in the finals, it was just two really crappy teams, Jenna and Brittany, and then Christina and Haley.
Yeah.
Like, that was a terrible elimination round at the end, so there wasn't that good of a competition. Then the next episode, you had Kahada going home, which, I liked the episode other than the fact that Kahada went home, and then it just made me turn sour on the whole thing.
Yeah, it sucked on many levels. There shouldn't have been luck in that elimination round, and there shouldn't have been luck in the mission that episode either. So now we're on episode 3, and we all know that it left on a cliffhanger. They're going to be divided into teams. 2 big teams. Something that I was a huge supporter of. But it's going to be chosen a little bit differently. It's not going to be strictly alumni versus Bloodlines. It's going to be different. Cara Maria and Jamie are both opposite team captains.
Because they won the mission. Jamie can eat a lot of bugs. Yeah, spit them up.
And Cara's at home with a snake. Should we go through the teams that were picked just really quick? Cara Maria, she chose bananas right away. She was like,
"Yeah, that's your number 1 overall pick, and you go with bananas." That was pretty good.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I believe Banana said the same thing. He's like, "I got the stats," He's like, "This is a brilliant move." But I love that Cara Maria's line beforehand. She was like, "Keep your friends close, and your enemies closer." I was like, "Oh my god, Godfather, Godfather Part 2." That was that line. But it was awesome. So now we have these 2 enemies who. Rivals 3 alert, aren't rivals together on the next season. It's Bananas and someone else. Well, it should have been him and Cara Maria, but it's not. It actually should be more Evelyn and Bananas.
We've seen Bananas be really friendly this episode.
Yeah, that's
true.
So
maybe they're not going to be a rivalry. Maybe they're going to be a great union.
Oh, I never thought of that. Yeah, because you did
They're going to be working together a lot. So,
wow. I didn't think about that. I just figured they'd butt heads and then Bananas would screw her over. But you did say Bananas.
Yeah, that's more likely to happen because if you had to vote in someone from your own team to get rid of someone from the other team, he could want to toss in Cara Maria to get rid of Jamie on the other side.
Yeah, and a little bit of their conversation reveals a little bit of a sinister edge to Bananas, which I hope Cara Maria picked up on about getting rid of the girls and shit, like basically all of them. As always, up to the same woman-hating self. Oh, there's a little meeting. We'll get to it. But it's just Bananas and Cara saying we're finally on the team, and they have this exchange. And Bananas basically says, "We gotta get rid of all the girls.
Gotta cut the fat.
Yeah, trim the fat. Yeah, this is Gauntlet 3 all over again. Sexist bastard." And it still goes on.
Evan lives on.
I mean, he didn't look the other way, but I think CT was the main campaigner of that.
Oh, was he?
Right? I don't know.
I remember there's just a group of 4 guys on the team. They're all just they all agreed. And whose idea it originally was, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time that a team decided to get rid of the girls. But still, it's kind of introduced again in this episode by Bananas, the veteran, who's like, this is, I'm an old school man and we're sexist as shit, so I'm going to continue on that tradition. I don't want to live in this PG age, this political correct age, PC age, Bananas is old school with some old school sexism viewpoints,
He's set in his ways.
Yeah.
That's what we like to say.
Yeah, he's digging his heels in. He's like, nope.
But we're going to talk about the teams after all the players, and then how these teams stack up and what could be an advantage for what team. So what their strengths and weaknesses will be.
Yeah, so Cara Maria, she has Bananas. So Vince, fucking huge ass Vince, he goes to Jamie's team, the blue team. It's red and blue now. It's like, this is old
real
school
world
shit,
and road rules.
Yeah, blue team would be road rules,
Red team is real world.
Yeah.
And then Jamie's second pick
is Leroy.
That was a good pick. That was a really good pick because his bloodline Candace gets assigned to Cara Maria's team.
Yeah.
Who is obviously a weaker player than Leroy.
And Bananas audibly said, "Damn it."
Because he had just gotten the real first pick of using a strategy. We're not just going to pick people who are good. We're going to pick people who are good and have a bad teammate.
Yeah, brilliant by Jamie. Jamie's actually pretty smart. He's a lot faster than I figured he would be. But he's a fucking correctional officer. He fucking knows how to divide groups He knows like environments affect people and shit like that. He can herd people, maniacs especially, and that's exactly what these people are, you know? All right, so now Cara Maria gets the chance, and she picks Tony. A cool pick. I mean, he's cool. You would assume he's good. And then Shane is given to the other team. Shane seemed a little nervous, though. He was like, hey, relax, guys. We got 3 big dudes, and I'm strong as shit. And everyone's like, hey, we never said we doubted you. But I think Shane looks a little nervous, though.
Tony's good, but I don't feel like Shane is that bad. I feel like there could have been a different pick here.
Yeah, Cara still hasn't tried to put bad players on Jamie's team yet. Yeah,
she's just trying to get... Yeah, she's just thinking, okay, who's a good player? And she's assuming, well, Shane, he's a little skinnier, and, you know, we'll assume he won't be able to do a one-on-one battle with someone in the pit.
Yeah, we'll see.
But, like, Kahada, he was kind of screwed over because he was smaller, so maybe Shane will be screwed over because he's smaller, too. This could be a smart play. We don't know, but I still feel like she could have picked Nani, or just to put Nicole on the other team.
Yeah, but we're jumping ahead. See, Jamie already has this stuff in his head, and Cara Maria isn't thinking this way. And I'm thinking, I wonder if Bananas tried to give her any input on these things, because we'll see Vince is giving Jamie a lot of input on the decision. So let's get to it, though.
But I find it weird that it's the Bloodlines coming up with these smart tactical maneuvers during this draft, and then Cara Maria and Bananas are over there just like a couple of vets, but they're acting like rookies.
That's true. I mean, Inisa was just like, of all people, Cara Maria is notoriously bad with decision making, and we're kind of seeing it right now. Jamie chooses Jenna, which again is just a fucking blow to the other team.
Brittany on your
Brianna.
team now. Or Rihanna.
Brianna.
Oh, Brianna.
Yeah, there's Rihanna and Brianna. But Brianna's on the red team. Another strike for Cara Maria. And it's funny because Tony's like, wait a minute, so that was basically them throwing us a bad player, right? And Bananas like, yes. Yes, it is. It's like, all right.
I feel like Bananas just realized that I'm the third person. I was like, oh, duh. That's why we're standing next to Candace right now.
But Cara Maria makes a cool choice with Corey. But now Mitch is on the other side. And I'm already like, Mitch, no. I like Mitch.
Yeah?
I think. Yeah. And he fucking shows us some stuff. He actually like talks back to Camilla and shit. Like he actually stands up for himself. That. It's awesome. Oh, this is a great move again by Jamie. But with Vince's help. He's like, he wanted to pick Kellyanne. And Vince is like, no, pick Nani. And Jamie's like, why? He's like, because Anthony's good, Nicole is terrible. So he picks Nani, and Nicole goes right to fucking Cara Maria's team. And Cara Maria's like, I knew it. That's what she says. So like, it's like, well, then you got to be making these decisions. You could have picked Nani before Corey, but you went with what's going to help me more and not hurt her cousin. Maybe she's not thinking malicious enough to fucking, you know. But Jamie is, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, and Vince also is. Yeah. Like, this is the first time we've really seen Vince have a leadership role.
Yeah. He's strategic. He made a general like decision. I was like, oh shit, Vince, you're pretty cool now. Yeah. And that, you know, there's other things that I said. Everything I say whenever I wake up. Oh, Vince, you're awesome.
No, not you. We're talking about Banana's cousin, Vinny.
Right. So next, Cara Maria picks Camilla. I figured they're friends.
That was a good pick, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're calling Larissa a weaker player than Camilla. I feel like Camilla and Nani are kind of like equal players. They're solid. They usually aren't going to screw you over and finish last.
So it's you got to grab those girls now.
So that I feel like that was Cara Maria's like, because what was the one before?
Nani and Nicole.
The one
Corey
before
Mitch.
that, Corey and Mitch. Yeah, that was her pick.
Yeah.
And that was like, okay, you're getting a good player, but they're getting a good player. So it's kind of just a draw. Because you know that team, and then like Dario and Rafi, that's another team where it's just like, oh yeah.
I think
it doesn't matter which person you get. You have to pick based off of the difference between like player skill level.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, these were smart moves. That's why, you know, Dario and Rafi are picked last, because they're, you know,
they're identical.
There's no
same
need to
value,
get ashamed by it.
You know, because if you're breaking up a candy bar and you have pieces on the table, you're gonna take one. Oh, this is a big piece, and you get that little tiny piece.
All right, so next, Jamie gets to make his other choice originally, Kellyanne. So now Anthony goes over there. So all right, so next, oh my God, next, Cara Maria's like, give me the champ, give me that low hung son of a bitch, Thomas. Okay, she didn't say that, but
I'm sure she wanted to pick Thomas like 3 rounds earlier, and it was killing her inside.
Yeah.
But I think Jamie probably knew, well, I'm just gonna put him over there. Like, I'm sure he wasn't ever gonna take Steven.
Yeah, you don't think so?
I doubt it.
Well, either way,
and they're a team that's kind of equal.
Yeah,
Thomas might be a little bit better, but he's Thomas. And Cara Maria, like, you should almost split them up. But
so, yeah,
but during it doesn't really matter whose team they're on.
I mean, if they are twins, yeah. But I mean, what I'm trying to get at is that Cara Maria says, "Give me the champ," and had Cara Maria said that about me, and I was standing up there, oh my god, I would have to wait and stand behind those people until my boner went down. You know what I mean?
Well, you'd be standing behind Cara Maria, and she'd have her hand behind her or something.
Holy shit. She's like, let's go to a bathroom.
She doesn't give a shit. If Bananas has, like, a GoPro 3 feet away from her, and that's not stopping her. Like, Cara Maria don't care. It's weird. This is the first time we've ever seen her doing this with other than Abram.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Because it's always been Abram.
Both times it was, yeah. I mean, I remember Rivals 1, she had the Abram pillow. I don't know if you remember that. It was a pillow made out of a shirt and stuffed and had a heart that said Abram, and she would just like hug that all the time. It was awesome. But now, where's that pillow? I'm sure Thomas fucking saw it at the airport, threw it out. It's like, oh, yeah, now the seeds have been planted, right?
He tossed it down in the gutter.
Yeah. He's like, Steven, wipe your ass with this. Throw it out. All right, so next is Jamie's choice again, Anissa. So Rihanna's on the other team. That's another huge blow.
Yeah,
Cara Maria,
that's a really good pick. Like, that was kind of an obvious one where you could put a bad player on the other team.
Cara Maria, come on.
She's doing terrible in this draft so far. I like all the picks by Jamie.
So now, finally, it's Dario and Rafi. Dario is the vet, and since it's Cara Maria's turn, he goes over there. But Dario's like, I'm on a bad team. He's walking over there. And even Cara Maria's like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what have I done?
Where was Bananas during all of this? He should have been coaching Cara Maria up.
All right, so enough with the picks. That's our teams right now. That's cool. Jamie's, the blue team is looking really good. So anyways, back at the house, Camilla's talking to Larissa, and I don't know, just saying like, don't worry, they're not going to throw you in there because you're a good player or something like that. And then Larissa's saying like, there's a lot of pressure here because my sister actually won before. You know, there's not a lot of champions in this season. Yeah. You know, this isn't a ruins. You know, like there's some people who have won. No, Bananas did. Camilla did. That's it.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. That's not a lot.
Okay, so now we cut to the actual meeting between Cara, Maria, and Bananas. They're just like, oh, well, what do you know? We're on the same team. And they're trying to make, pleasantries or whatever. And Bananas is like, yeah, I mean, could you imagine, being with this team's the whole thing? I just hope we don't have a puzzle where, like, some of the girls are a non-factor. He says that. And Cara Maria's like, what do you mean by, like, which girls? All of them? And Bananas like, I'm not going to name names. But they basically say to each other that they have, like, some of the worst girls. So even though Bananas is being extremely sexist about saying, like, let's get rid of the girls, Cara Maria's like, I kind of agree with you. Kind of like how Evelyn kind of agreed with the vets in Gauntlet 3. She was like, I believed him. There shouldn't be girls on here. And they're like, what about you, Evelyn? You're a girl. It's like, are you sure?
Evelyn, obviously, she was the butchest girl ever. Like, she was a tough
she's adorable, though. She's
she is. I love her.
Button.
Yeah, she was great, but she was such, like, her mentality of playing the game was so, like, just hardened, like a veteran, where she's just like, this is the way we're going to play. She was like an Old West cowboy, is how she acted. Yeah,
she walked in on the scene like she was, a battle-hardened veteran, and it was only her, second season.
I'd make the same move, just vote in the girls, because she knew she was better than all the other girls.
Yeah.
Cara Maria's is she better than all the other girls on this on this season?
At least on her team, I would have to say.
I think the best girls this year are Nani, Cara Maria, Jenna has survived. Camilla. Yeah. I think Camilla's probably number 3.
So, I mean, really, they got Rihanna on their team, Brianna, Candaciana. There's only her and Camilla. Cara Maria and Camilla that are actually pretty decent on their team. And it's pretty crazy that they're not even. blue team actually has more guys than girls, and red team has 6 girls, blue team has 5 girls.
That's surprising.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
That's not good.
Would the number have been a lot more
good?
even?
Maybe this is how we should talk about the teams right now.
Okay.
Is it good to have a team that is stacked? Because if you have to put someone in from your team,
right?
You always have to put someone in from your team. Do you really need? You have like what? 7 more, 8 more missions, 10 more missions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long the season is, but you some people are going to go home from your team, and this way your team's going to get worse. You're going to lose a good player instead of getting better by subtracting a bad player.
Yeah, and it doesn't fucking matter because given the elimination rules, the deliberation rules, like even if you're winning every episode, you can still go home because your bloodline is always up for an elimination. Would it be better to lose so that you can go into elimination and your weak bloodline is saved?
Yeah.
That's a brilliant move. I'm wondering if anyone's going to try and attempt that at all this season. Let's get to the fucking mission of the day. It's called Meet Me Halfway. Again, a fucking pop song that's popular. And is it...
This is a pop song? I didn't know. Who sings it?
And
Bieber?
I don't know. But, no, it's a girl. So Bieber, yes. No, but like fucking... It says Meet Me Halfway. They don't meet anywhere halfway. They actually just cross. They don't meet each other halfway and then cross. So, see, it doesn't even make any sense. And it has nothing to do with being a family. It's red team first. They have to transfer 30 flags, something like that.
Yeah, 30 flags.
One at a time. You jump on this Ninja Warrior type of obstacle where it's like unsteady and it swings and shit, and you got to jump from there to the other platform. It's almost standard issue. We've seen a variation of these for a long time, but it hasn't been a team thing in a while. And I like that. You'll show yourself what you contribute to the team. So Bananas is a pro. He does it first. He realizes it's very unsteady and momentum is key, and he's able to make the cross.
But he did seem to take a while to do that.
Yeah, he did. But you know what? He was the first guy.
And this is a timed event.
Yeah, timed event. But I don't know. Hey, he made it across. And in fact, he does really good.
He was taking steps to the side. He's like going to the right a little bit, to the left. He's like, whoa, trying to figure it out.
So next is Thomas. Thomas goes second. And I said this before that the order and where you want to participate within the team, it speaks volumes as you as a competitor.
It's kind of your rank.
Yeah, like Bananas went first, and that's good for him, you know. But Thomas is second. That's interesting.
Cara Maria's like
not
vice president, but that's like the Secretary of Defense.
Holy shit, he feels like he has to perform because she was like, she called me a champ. I got a boner. Yeah. So Thomas is able.
Pressure's on Thomas. Well, not really. He's just trying to do it for appearance, really, because he could be a bad player on his team, and he still wouldn't get voted in because Cara Maria wouldn't do that.
But he is a good player. He actually does a really good job. Next is Camilla, first chick to go. I mean, where's Cara Maria? She should have been the first chick. But no, Camilla is she's a good competitor. She shows that today.
Yeah. Why isn't Cara Maria putting herself higher?
Next is Candace. She ends up doing pretty well. Overall, she ends up fucking smashing her face really bad on the contraption part, the swinging part.
Yeah, like, I thought she could have broke her jaw or, like, lost, like, 5 or 6 teeth. Like, she smacked it hard. I thought she was going to come up missing teeth. Like,
no, the braces would keep them intact.
Oh,
they might be kind of floating around in there.
Yeah.
But,
I thought it'd be like a Mick Foley situation where he got his, like, bottom lip completely. Yeah, there's a tooth stuck in his nose. He's got a giant gash under his lip.
She's like, you want to see a gash?
Did you just say that? Wow.
Alright, that would never be allowed on public access, I would imagine.
That was some low...
It wasn't low. It wasn't a low blow to her.
A little bit.
Was it?
Well, no, not to her, but just...
all women in general. Speaking of sexism, like, I keep on saying Bananas is a piece of shit, and here I'm talking about gashes.
Who uses that term?
She ends up having to get stitches. 10 stitches, I heard. And it's like a fucking cut, like...
It was almost in the style of Joker, but it didn't go quite straight out.
Yeah. It
Why so serious,
down,
Candace?
She was more like a sad clown. It kind of went down a little bit. She didn't puss out. She kept on fucking playing. Alright, so next is Anthony. From what I can remember, he does good. Kellyanne is who was on the opposite team, she's cheering on Anthony. She's like, "Go, my little monkey," and stuff like that. That was a nice moment because you remember that they are here with family and stuff. So whenever there is encouragement, it feels a lot more better and more realistic than when rivals do it. They're like, "Way to go, buddy! You fucking piece of shit." What was that? No, nothing. You son of a bitch.
It's true. They are. Yeah. It's nice to actually see people who are getting along, and it's not battle of the exes or rivals, because both of those scenarios you're going with someone you hate.
Okay, so next, fucking Cara Maria shows up, the captain herself, and her fucking jump is awesome because she puts her arms out like she's about to strike, and then she jumps. I mean, she looked like she was ready to fight that fucking swing, you know? It was cool. Very Ninja Warrior-esque. Next is Tony. Tony's awesome. His first run, he looks pretty natural. He really goes for it. But eventually he does, I think on his second leap, he fucking hits the platform and he goes spiraling backwards and hits the water real bad.
30 feet, that's a long ways to fall.
It is. Yeah, I don't judge. So he's in the ambulance.
And you can see a visible bruise, back by his kidney area, his left lower back.
They were just like, maybe we should check on you in case you have any broken bones or your guts are moved around or something like that.
Yeah, because I saw him in the crowd cheering on the team at one point, but then at one point he was gone.
Yeah, he does end up taking off. Next is Nicole, and holy crap, she biffs it hard. She hits the platform and she falls.
It was just kind of a bad jump. She should have gotten a little bit closer to the edge.
But it was a good decision on Jamie and Vince's part. But Nicole, she's terrible. And she does look kind of terrible now. Speaking of looks, when she falls, the truth is revealed. All her makeup is wiped away. Finally. And I could have swore it was Teresa in there.
Yes. It was weird because I'd never seen her face without makeup on it. And we only saw it for maybe like a half a second. And then it was like, whoa, Teresa?
I was just like, Teresa. She's back, she's undercover. Like, they're, producers, bravo for fucking pulling one over on us.
That would have been great.
So next is Corey, and he does a really good job. I'm a fan. I'm like, yeah, go Corey. He did awesome. Next is Brianna. She's really scared right now. She's like a, wet dog just shaking. She's like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. But she fucking does it. Like, you were giving her shit. You're like, oh, she's terrible. But she does it. She is scared, and her jumps look like a miracle that she lands, but she's able to do it. Nicole couldn't. Tony couldn't. She was able to do both jumps. I was really proud of Brianna at this episode. Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of people were like, oh, she's horrible and shit, and she doesn't want to be there. I'm like, would you want to be there? Honestly, like, would you? Like, I thought about it, and I'm like, I don't want to be on that fucking challenge.
I would love to be there. That'd be my favorite thing in the world.
I hate bunk beds. Hate them.
Oh, you get over it, though. You get earplugs, and you get the eye masks.
Next is Dario. What's the difference between him and Rafi?
They're like twins. It's just like, it's like a creator wrestler.
It's like the novelty is worn off. I'm like,
it's just like the generic template for like a challenge. He's like, yeah, they're both really athletic and they're the exact identical person.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, whoever you are. But, he does do a good job. Dario does.
It's almost like Scorpion and Reptile in Mortal Kombat, except for if they had the same moveset.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, there's just a lot of fans who are like, fuck Reptile, Scorpion's the shit.
Yeah, usually I love Scorpion. Scorpion's always my favorite, but like Reptile was really cool, and there was a point where I think I kind of liked Reptile more.
Yeah,
but then I did end up settling back on
people
Scorpion.
Go through phases. Yeah. I was once a reckless teen as well.
Right, so I'm more of a Rafi fan is what I'm trying to get at.
Oh. So next is Rihanna, and she falls. Does she even make the middle jump? Does she even meet us halfway at all? I think she might have fallen before that too.
I don't remember, but yeah, this is not good.
I think she did.
You obviously have to train some and be in shape. Some of these people quite aren't in shape, even though Brianna later likes to say like she is in shape, but I don't see her working out ever.
Yeah, there was a great conversation between her and Jenna. Yeah, we train at home. We're naturally fit.
Yeah, we're naturally skinny, so that means we're good.
That's all she was saying is like we're skinny. We're naturally skinny. We're like, that's not the same thing.
No, because there's plenty of people who are bigger, who are athletic, and have good balance.
And there's plenty of skinny people who like they could just eat whatever they want, and they'll never gain a pound, and they're just like, I'm fit. And they're like, no, you're not. Like, check your blood pressure, and it's through the roof. You just look really good, Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
ticking time bombs.
So now that's the end of Team Red. They do pretty good. And this is where Bananas, in your eyes, turned face this episode. Where he's like, hey, you know what? I expected Brianna to not do shit or Candace to not do shit, but they fucking proved me wrong this episode. And I was pleasantly surprised.
And he was up there cheering along with Candace after she bashed her mouth and was just bloodied everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, Bananas he was a good teammate and he was a leader.
He definitely was.
Normally, I try and find something that he says that I try to pick apart and hate, but he wasn't really giving me much to work with.
So Candace, again, she actually has to get into the ambulance as well. She's got to get those stitches, and she does complain about her toe. She's like, I think I stubbed it.
She said she broke it when she came back in the house.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's broken.
But
so yeah, she fucking broke her toe.
I don't know. You gotta smash your toe pretty good to break it.
Well, she did, though. But
she's walking around like nothing's going on, though.
Yeah.
So it must have been, maybe it was her pinky toe.
Yeah, she's doing well. She actually improved in my eyes as well in this episode, where I'm like, hey, Candace isn't that bad. It would make me turn face if I was Bananas, too. Like, hey, way to go. Okay, so let's get to the blue team. I didn't write too many notes on this, but first is Leroy. Way to represent Leroy. He's like, hey, I'm a vet. He was
the number one guy pick for the team.
So first goes Leroy, does a great job. Nani, she does a good job too. You know, I'm like, oh yeah, you are a vet. You can do more things than just get mad at people.
Nani has an athletic ability. She has good balance. She can jump.
So next is Mitch. Awesome Mitch, young buck Mitch with his spots, Bambi-like spots. Yeah. But soon they'll realign. And you know what I'm saying is he's a cool guy. I'm glad that he went third. I think, again, that's pretty cool that he was like, I'll go fucking early. I don't care. And he does a really good job. Next is Jenna, and I'm like shocked. And
I thought it kind of confirmed what I had thought about Jenna this year. I'm like, she's done well.
Yeah, she is doing well. Anissa's next. She kind of belly flops to where she needs to go.
She's not graceful at all.
No.
Like, there's some people who can do it and look good doing it. Anissa, that was terrible. She was making the jump, but she's just doing this belly flop, like, spreading her arms and legs out and landing on her stomach.
But she's able to get it done, so good job. But Shane literally blurs by. Like, you barely see that
Spider-Man.
guy. He does the Jesus lizard thing where, like, they run so fast they can run on water. You ever see those lizards? He does that fucking thing. He's fucking really fast. He does it twice. And he's awesome. Shane's really cool in this episode. So he really proved his worth.
Yeah. It was like complete opposite of Anissa's way. It was just like...
yeah. She lacked finesse. And he was fabulous. So. Okay, so next is big old Vince. And he's able to get to meet the halfway, but then as soon as he's on there, it loses momentum. It's almost like he kind of forgot that you got to go bam, carry your momentum, make it swing, and then you jump off again really quick. But he landed on it, and it just kind of, maybe he was so heavy, the swing just stayed put. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe he came down like straight on it.
Yeah. So
he didn't give it any momentum. He must have landed pretty flat.
He has to make a fucking huge leap.
Well, they were showing him. He started to swing it back and forth.
Oh, really?
So he did get some of that back. You could see he was moving it.
But he jumps for it, and he lands on the edge. You said about like how heavier guys, they don't seem to be able to do pull-ups very much.
No, he's hanging on there with his hands, and he has his leg up there a little bit, and he still can't pull himself up. Just no way at all.
Yeah, but he's got all that weight. I don't know.
It's weird. It's like Vince is a personal trainer. He works out all the time, but he's still, if he's stuck in that position, he can't pull himself up. It's like, come on, dude. Do some pull-ups.
He's like, next season.
He's all buys and no tries.
No tries. Do or do not. There's no tries. It's a little Star Wars reference for you. All right, so fucking Vince, he falls to the water. Bananas, he doesn't really give too much emotion. You know, he can't just like, son of a bitch.
It was kind of funny watching him all as he's like dangling there, and they're like, oh, what's going to happen? And I think Bananas knew immediately, like, oh, he's not making it.
They're like, big boy got a plop? Yeah, and he did. He fucking fell in the water. So next is Jamie, the fucking captain. He shows up, and he gets the other end, but just like Vince, he hits it wrong, and Jamie goes spiraling really quickly, like head over heels in love and into the sea of love. No, into the water. And that was pretty shocking. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah, maybe he was right to place himself so far down. Like, I really expected him to do good, but maybe he knew he was going to be bad at it?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe make Vince literally take the fall first, so then he doesn't look as bad. You know what I mean? Or something. And Kellyanne's like, oh, I should get going while the getting's good. If everyone's falling, I should fall too. Because she does fall.
That's true.
She came off a little nutcase.
Well, they did
she's
it
so
first.
Weird.
Yeah.
She's a little kooky this episode, I feel. Or the season.
She's a little dorky.
Dorky?
It's dorky, but it's just kind of weird. We haven't really gotten some like good one-on-one time with her and like hearing some good logic come out. It's just kind of just been these weird little snippets we've heard of her this season. So I want to have a good Kellyanne-centric episode coming out.
Yeah, we better get that. She's the first girl to fall, and she's supposed to be a vet. So it's like kind of weird. I don't know. So next is Rafi, and it's like, didn't we see this? Did we just see him go? They're like, no, that was Dario. They literally reused Dario. They're like, there's really no difference. There's no difference. You can't tell. So next is Larissa, and this is on her second jump, I think. Yeah, she made her first. I think this is time for her second. I don't remember. But she jumps on the center, and it's kind of wobbly, and they're like, okay, go, go. And she's like, I don't think I can do it. They're like, you can do it. And she tries, and she fails. She hits the platform. She falls into the water. So she's out, and that actually means blue team loses right then and there. Like, they can't go on anymore. So it's red team wins this episode. Pretty sweet. I didn't think they would. I thought they would suck. Anyways, Larissa falls. She costs the team the game. Larissa actually comes out of the water, and she's like, my teammates are a bunch of bitches. Like, she's like screaming and yelling. Camille's like, oh, ho, ho. You can't be doing that. You're going to piss them off and send us in. So let's just remember that moment, because Camille's going to be pissed about exactly that. Larissa gets nominated, and, you know, Camilla does her whole thing. In fact, she gets the damn episode named after her. Camilla Nader, Judgment Day.
Yeah.
All right, so anyways, red team wins. TJ's like, hey, guys, so now blue team, since they lost, and, oh, by the way, this is a girls' elimination day. And Banana's like, boom goes the dynamite. sorry. Sorry to steal such a fucking old reference joke and shit, but, like, I'm Bananas, and I just don't try anymore. No, he didn't say all that. But what happened was, how do you feel about the guy and girl variations every episode? Because obviously, Cara Marie and Jamie are screwed every week. They have a possibility of going home. And so is Leroy and Candace, and so is Kellyanne and Anthony.
That's the biggest problem, is every week your team, you could go home. Because if your partner goes home, you go home.
Yeah.
So every week, but if you're a guy, half the time you're safe. And the same for the girl-girl team.
If you're a guy team.
So, do you think in the finals of this season, do you think we're just going to have guy teams and girl-girl teams?
By the end?
Yeah.
I mean, it's highly possible. It just sucks. It's a huge misfire on the producer's part of not allowing... I think it's okay that there's guy-girl teams, but the way they set it up, it just sucks.
If Cara Maria... Who are the other guy-girl teams on Cara Maria's team? She has her, she has Kellyanne... They need to band together like she was doing in the first episode.
Kellyanne's on the other team.
Kellyanne's on the other team.
Holy shit, her alliance member's on the other team.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But it could be good.
Yeah.
Because then they'll both protect each other.
Oh, shit.
Anthony and Kellyanne, they'll be like Danny, or not Danny. Brad and Tori.
Okay. Oh, right, yeah.
You know, just a power couple working together.
Yeah.
At the top of a team.
And I think it was Danny and Melinda, too. You were pretty close. I think it was Danny and Melinda, actually.
Yeah. I really like that season.
Hey, and it makes sense. This is kind of like a Gauntlet 3. Lots of shades of Gauntlet 3 throughout this episode. So, anyways, TJ says, blue team, the losing team, has to choose one of their own to go into elimination. It has to be a girl. And then the red team gets to choose someone else to go against their... another blue team member to go against the one they already chose within themselves. A lot of spinning plates in all this voting thing where it's like, I don't know, are you impressed, or are you just like, this is not necessary how complex everything is?
You know, like, even if you're not voted in by your team, the other team could just pick you and then you're going in. So it doesn't even matter, like, if they vote you in or not, because the odds are you're probably going to go in.
Yeah.
At least for some of them.
Winning doesn't, I mean, I thought they were going to reintroduce not only teams versus teams, I mean, one big team versus one big team, but I thought prize money again. That'd be awesome. Team bank account. It's almost like, why even bother if, like, no matter what, you're not safe?
The team bank account would be a great thing, because then if you go in, you're okay. You got $10,000, and then whoever at the end, it gets divided among who's left at the end.
All right, so let's get into deliberation. It's blue team first. Vince actually stands up and says, "Hey, you know what? Let's just have a good team for the end, and we'll just base it on performance, and we'll try and get rid of our worst people." Now, that's a lot to say from Vince, who fucking failed this mission, but his ass isn't on the line because it's a girls' day. So they start throwing out the name Jenna a lot. A lot of people are saying that. Oh, Nani, I think, doesn't Nani say Anissa's name or something like that? And Nani and Anissa and Nicole have this thing, this three-way threat where they're like ganging up on Anissa, and Anissa hates it. Anissa just hates her name being brought up at all.
I don't get why they dislike each other, because they've been on like challenges before together.
Maybe that's why. It's just like, we know this fucking
But
person.
I feel like they could just be like mutual allies and just work together and be like the two dominant chicks on the team. But instead, they seem to just be feuding with each other as who's the dominant chick, because there can only be one. It's like, no, you can have an alliance of two and work together.
Yeah, but
they'll have none of that. They're just catty.
No, yeah, they're just like, no, Anissa. Like,
it's almost Nani just doing something just to do something.
You think so?
Maybe. She does like to find the camera in some way, so she'll do something a little snarky.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Yeah. So I guess, producers getting their money's worth with Nani. She is kind of stays in frame and does stuff. So basically, they start voting in Larissa more than anyone. They're just like, Larissa, you failed. You did have that outburst. Steven, he actually stood out a little bit too. He was just like, listen, it doesn't matter. Already the majority is with Larissa. Let's just go with her. And I was like, oh shit, Steven, you're your own person. You're an individual. Yeah. Sure, you don't get laid, but like, you spoke up during a team meeting, so that's cool.
Yeah, I have liked what I've seen from him and Mitch. It was a good thing of him to do, even as a rookie. He's just like, hey, let's stop arguing about this, because otherwise we're just going to end up bickering about this for another 20 minutes.
Yeah, he was trying to avoid the bickering. But fucking Larissa does what she did back in episode 1. She's like, people were picking on me, Camilla. And Camilla's like, what? So she fucking storms up. She goes to Mitch, Steven, and Rafi first. Because she's like, oh, I heard that it was all the guys. Yeah. And it was awesome. Mitch was like, that's not what it was about. Like, this is performance. And he kept his cool. Mitch stood out. He had an awesome scene against a vet on camera. Sometimes you can't be outperformed by someone. But Mitch, he kept his cool. So did Steven. So did Rafi. Actually, Steven, he just walks out. He walks away. He's like, I don't have to listen to this. I don't give a shit if you're hot and mad, Camilla was pretty hot this episode.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think she was hot at all. Okay. Not at all.
All right, well, maybe something about a woman pissed off at you is just hot.
So you're into the Camillinator. I will pass on the Camillinator. Is she right to be upset here? Because she's going after the guys, and the guys are in on this vote. Should the teams have just said, hey, on girl elimination days, the girls will vote. Guy elimination days, the guys vote. That way you don't have the guys determining the fate of the girls. Isn't that a fair way to do it?
Perhaps. But you know what, though? Performances... This sounds sexist as well, but if girls are given the opportunity to just vote for themselves, it would be more gang up. Like, you saw that on Battle of the Sexes, both seasons. You would have saw that on Rivals too, but they were just like, no, the guys will choose girls, and girls will choose guys. So if the girls got to choose within themselves, instant gang up.
Yeah, but that's kind of the point, I think, where you're just like, okay, this is the line. I don't know. I feel like it's better. It's a little more respectful. Because otherwise,
to women on this TV show?
Yeah.
You nuts? No way.
It's the 20th century, damn it. They shouldn't be ganging up on people no matter what. Like, whether it's your guy or girl. And if it helps them, like, just because they're outnumbered by the guys on the team. Are they? Or is it equal on that team?
On the blue team, they're outnumbered. I think there's only 5 girls on that team. And on red team, there's 6 girls, so... Yeah, they are outnumbered. That's true. Either way, Camilla's going from room to room, talking to everyone, trying to campaign, but it's horrible. She's like, I will destroy everyone you love if you do not vote the way I want. And they're just like, what the fuck?
And she only can speak on one volume, and that's high volume,
Yeah.
just like yelling, screaming, and it's like it just because people are like, just shut up, go away, and then she's like, no, I'm serious, you're gonna listen to me, and she's just giving it 100%. And it's like, oh, there's Camilla, because usually you just see this when she's really drunk, but she's going ape on
It's
just
family. I mean, when she said, I care about my sister, like, she really means it. She gets fired up, and she's like, I never get this emotional. And we're like, bullshit.
Yeah, it's like, we've always seen her this emotional. It's just now it's like, okay, at least you have a reason to be emotional.
Yeah, so she's going to everybody just screaming and like a horrible campaign. Fucking Donald Trump's more persuasive than this chick, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just
Even
like,
like
yeah, immigrants shouldn't be around.
Leroy was saying to Camilla that he was just throwing her in because she's a rookie. Well, if you're going to go by that rule, you have a rookie teammate too, so they should probably just throw in Candace next time.
That's what she said to him. And you know what? Was Leroy playing dumb, or is he...
I think he was just dumb right there.
Yeah,
I just
so
think
he
he
didn't
said,
get it.
oh, rookie, that's a good excuse.
Oh yeah, Nadi. She's like, I have your back, Camilla. Like getting up in her
Oh,
face.
yeah.
I was
Stop
like,
yelling at me, and then they're just still yelling at
Oh
each
my
other, and they're like,
God.
I agree. And it's like, no, I agree more.
Oh my
It's
God.
like, oh. And it was like, okay, why are you yelling then? If
yeah.
It just makes no sense logically. You guys are agreeing.
Horrible
really getting me.
campaign. Horrible. Yeah, just awful. Vince has one good line, I think, when she's like, "Oh, you fell," and Vince is like, "Yeah, Larissa's done better than me in every mission." And then Camilla's like, "Is that sarcasm?" He's like, "Yes, it is." It was awesome. Vince already get him away from bananas. I like him already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like.
He's
him.
the better of the banana.
Yeah, he's the more greener part of the banana. And banana, that part, he's getting a little brown over there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to red deliberation. So I didn't get to write too much, but I found this very interesting. Cara Maria says, we're not going to put in Anissa because she's friends with nearly all the guys on the red team. Well, basically, I think they're saying they're not going to try and get rid of Rihanna to go against Larissa. They're going to try and put Jenna in there because they're saying, I don't know, I just found that weird. That's the only reason? Because Anissa's friends with everyone? Well, no shit, she's on every fucking season.
I guess that's just her political move, and we've seen it before. This is kind of how Anissa operates. It's just not surprising. But it's just kind of a roll your eyes, like, oh, she's friends with everyone. That way she'll never get voted in, and neither will her bloodline. Screw that.
So we finally get to the actual deliberation where TJ shows up. Larissa is voted in by her own team, and then the red team, they vote in Jenna. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that, whatever. It doesn't matter, because we don't even get to see them fucking go in. Alright?
Yeah.
Like, at all. So, Tony returns, and he's like, hey, man, I'm feeling great. Shane, you know, I'll ruffle your head. You did a good job, man. Like, you're really feeling like, oh, my God, Tony's... He's feeling so good. You know, and he's positive.
Feels way better.
He's positive. I'm like, I can't help but feel that we're getting revved up for a horrible ending here, in which we were. Slowly, Tony's like, oh, my God, like...
He just said, he said that, like, oh, they didn't let me eat or drink for 12 hours. I did some blood tests, and I'm good to go. So, and I think that what they were doing is to check and see if there was internal bleeding, going by, like, his counts of his blood.
Yeah.
And apparently he wasn't having any problems. He was good, and he's feeling good, and then all of a sudden, just, like, everything went downhill. People
said he was in green face. Like, he was very, like, he looked sickly to me. He did. He looked like he was going to turn into an ogre of some sort. Like, he really looked green. And he's like, man, I've been having these cramps in my stomach. I feel for all women of the world for having periods and shit. He's like, I almost passed out on the toilet. And they're like, well, that's fucking serious. But he's like, oh, but I'm fine. Because producers, they're like, hey, Tony, go to the fucking hospital.
Yeah,
Can you look at yourself? And he tries to sit up straight. And he's like, oh, no, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. And they're like, no, you got to go to the hospital. The only way we're going to let you go to see the elimination is if you waive your rights to medical attention or something like that. And he's like, okay, well, I decline medical attention.
I can't believe that they gave him that option. Because the thing is, even though they do have the right to deny medical attention, you don't just say that to them. A lot of people don't know that. If you say you're on the show, you have to go in an ambulance and get checked out. Like, because ultimately, MTV, they have to cover their back in the end, like, legally. And as a corporation, you have to do the right move where it's like, hey, go to the hospital.
And now that's on tape.
And now they're just like, well, if you don't want medical attention, I guess we're okay with it. Just, decline it, make it formal. So it's like, no, worry about the cast member.
Yeah. And this is just to go watch an elimination. This is just to watch an elimination. He doesn't have to go do anything, but he doesn't want to go back to the hospital. And even though he was telling Bananas, there was this hot blonde nurse taking care of me all day, baby. He was
watching cartoons together.
Yeah, cartoons. But he doesn't want to go back. He doesn't want to watch Adventure Time with fucking Blondie McGee over there. So, was he bullshitting about being awesome at a hospital with, probably getting a rub down by the nurse and shit like that and watching cartoons? Was he making it up? And he's like, no, that hospital's bad. We are in Turkey, by the way. Like, this is a horrible place. This is a horrible country. I hate this place.
You might be right. Maybe the hospital that they take him to is a little sketch and he doesn't want to go there.
Everyone is on their way to the pit to watch the elimination round, which I'm just like, yawn. I don't give a shit. Camilla's ass is on the line and she's not even going to be able to compete. That sucks, Mm-hmm. But Tony fucking falls to the ground. And they're like, oh my god, fucking call an ambulance and shit. And the producer's like,
nope, sorry. You declined it.
No.
Can't take it back.
Yeah, let him fucking die. Like, he waved his medical attention. It cuts to black. It's to be continued. It's lame as shit. I think what happened to Tony, for real, was that he just burned himself out being an amazing, hitting every checkpoint a challenger has to do within a handful of episodes.
Yeah. He's gotten laid. He got into a fight. Got injured, went to the hospital, got back. He's like a veteran, and it's only episode 3.
Yeah, so he's fucking done. I feel like he just fucking went out like a ball of fury. Awesome for us, awesome for producers, but I don't know. You can't do it. CT knows that you gotta if you want to do a Rivals 2 opening like he did, you gotta I feel like CT's stronger than that. He was able to hold down from barfing on you really.
We don't think Tony's above that.
No, he's a young guy. He's a young buck. CT's way older than Tony. Am I right?
Tony's like a river phoenix. He's a young wild card. You don't.
And Shane is like Joaquin Phoenix. He will live on.
Yeah, this cleft hair do.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, so. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's not funny. Tony collapses, and Kellyanne's like, oh my god, his face is turning white. And to me, I'm like, which is it, green or white? Is it green face? Is it white face? Is this one of those, what color is the dress scenario? Well, is it blue? Is it golden?
It depends if you're in the moonlight.
Yeah.
Standing in the pale moonlight, he looked white.
Yeah, so
he was like a vampire. First he was a zombie. But now he's a white. I don't know. Then she was saying he looked like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Which I thought is.
And MTV's like
brownish red. But...
Why would you want to help AMC? They're killing us in the ratings right now.
Oh, that's true. That's a competition.
So now, speaking of CT, Tony's put in a CT scan.
Perfect.
And we fucking cut to black.
Yeah. So we're gonna see if Tony is gonna get checked out, and they're gonna see if he has any internal bleeding.
But overall, this episode, I was still felt a little shitty about it. I was like, come on, man. At least show us an elimination round. But you cut on Tony getting sick. Was I invested? Kinda. But he's the new guy. I mean, we still could have been shown an elimination. We were shown nothing. He collapsed, and we're just like, oh my god, is he going to die? He's not going to die. He's on Rivals 3. Rivals 3 alert.
Yeah.
So if he does leave... Nicole, I said that Nicole and him are partners from that fucking lame ass argument in episode 1. So Tony has secured himself in the halls of the challenge.
And it's just a small little spat where they just said a couple sentences at each other, but that makes them rivals.
He literally set himself up for everything. He can have an ex. He can have a co-ed rival. Yeah. He could have a same-sex rival, his own brother.
They basically got him on here and had rival, ex. That's so true. They really set him up. They're like, hey, we know you're probably not going to last long, so we're just in 3 episodes. We're going to have you go through the gambit. You're going to do everything. We'll set you up for future seasons. I was saying he could be the new Johnny Bananas, Next Generations.
He left a hell of an impression. Mm-hmm. And we're already talking about, hey, he's basically gone. I kind of have a feeling that he is gone.
Yeah.
And then, because I already saw footage of fucking Abram.
Yeah, they showed that in the trailer for the season. You see Abram shows up and Tony's injured, so it seems pretty logical that this next episode is just going to be Abram.
Did you see the footage of when Abram shows up?
No.
Yeah, he literally goes up and starts making out, and Tom's like, "Oh shit!"
He just got squatted on.
Yeah, he's just like, "I heard that Abram's crazy, and I don't want to get in a fight. Like, I don't
know that. Oh, that's exciting.
So
it's gonna be fun to see how Thomas and Abram's relationship goes.
What an incredible replacement for such a awesome guy, Tony. To lose him sucks, but we get Abram. So I feel like so far we're still in good hands in terms of there's someone there to watch. Like this, subscribe, comment. What was that? Check out our channel. Check out our other season that we covered. Duel, Gauntlet, Valley X's 2. All the classics, all the hits.
But mainly, subscribe so that way you can watch next week's episode.
So in closing, I'm Vincent Cloud.
I'm David Lauer.
And the show might be picked up on a different... the show might change pretty soon. We might actually be recording at public access television show and recording our faces saying this. So there might be some video accompanying the next few podcasts. We'll wait and see.
Basically, we're going to be busting out our Wayne's World attire and doing public cable access
we
television from our basement.
That. We literally could do that. You still have that Wayne's World hat and that blonde wig. We could literally dress like them and do it. Oh my god, that's awesome.
We could.
But yeah, so it might be a little bit more PG. You'll hear even less swear words, even less racism, even less sexism. I'm sorry to say, but
it's going to turn into me lecturing Vince.
Yeah. Yeah, oh my god, I gotta get camera ready, guys. I'm off to the gym. Goodbye.